The first betrayal was not when they lied to me. It was when I stopped listening to myself. Last week, oh shit. The first betrayal that I ever dealt with in my life is not when someone lied to me. It is when I stopped listening to myself. Last week, we talked about the art of communication with yourself, about reclaiming your voice, saying the things we are scared might break us. But once the truth is out, something deeper shows up. Trust. Can I trust this? And can I trust myself? Can I trust others? Can I trust that I'm safe? This week isn't about learning how to trust blindly. It's about learning how to trust deliberately, with discernment, with wisdom, with softness, all starting with you. This is the part I feel like no one talks about. The quiet fear that even when you tell yourself the truth, you still might betray yourself again. This week is about the art of owning your trust, trusting who you are, trusting what you feel, trusting you. Not giving it away too soon, not holding it hostage out of fear, but owning it with intention. After communication, like when you start practicing communicating with yourself, trust comes along, because you have to trust what you feel and how you feel, and this is how your discernment becomes, or this is how your intuition comes into play. With me not owning my truth and me not communicating well with myself, I did not trust myself, which in return caused me not to trust people, and not to trust people to have my best interest at heart, because people are in fact people and they do what best benefit them. That's everybody. But me not trusting myself ties into me not trusting what I felt, or me not owning what I felt and the things that I went through, or trusting my own voice, or trusting that I was powerful enough to be anything else other than strong. Trusting yourself is the biggest part on this becoming hers journey. You have to trust what you feel, because trusting what you feel allows room for other things. It allows room for your intuition to grow. It allows room for your discernment to grow. It allows room for you to trust that you don't deserve a certain thing, or you don't deserve to be in a certain situation with someone. When I say a certain thing, like being lied to. You don't deserve to be lied to. You don't deserve certain things. You trust that you are deserving of more than what people are giving you. You are deserving more of just being strong, or just being that friend that shows up for other one. You have to trust yourself enough to be more than what people want you to be. You have to trust in your journey enough that you will become more than what people want you to be. When you come from a place of not trusting for a really long time, and I'm going to use my experience, I felt anxious. I have an anxiety disorder, and it came from my depression and all that other shit, but also me not trusting myself, me blocking out emotions, me not allowing myself to feel emotions, and trusting myself enough to be vulnerable, or to be in spaces where I can have these emotions. Me not trusting myself, what it felt like in my body was as if I was inflamed. Like, how would I say this? I had heart palpitations. I was having anxiety attacks out the ass. I felt like I was going crazy a lot of the time. And I felt like most of the time it came from me just going through the things I was going through, me not identifying the things I was going through, and me not trusting myself to allow myself experience good things in life. We all have a turning point in our life where we silence ourselves And when we silence ourselves, we silence our light, we silence our truth, we silence our intuition. And silencing your intuition pays the ultimate price in a lot of situations, because when you silence your intuition, your discernment, or whatever, when you going into situations, say like relationships or jobs, you can't decipher what is your intuition and what is you being in survival mode. What is you being scared and what is you being like your gut feeling, your inner knowing. The moment I found my intuition was when I was dating this dude, like when I was like 17 maybe. We was in a relationship and he was cheating. And I was trying to convince myself, like, he would never treat me like that. Like, he loves me. And my intuition is telling me, like, literally telling me, bitch, this nigga is cheating on you. Like, I was having dreams. I was, like, see little things, like, that was, in, like, that kind of collaborated with the dream. Like, the dream I had, and I'll go, like, on Instagram, and I'll see something. I'll be like, damn, like, that's based off, like, the dream I had about this one person. And every time I'm just like, no, this person loves me. He adore me. He'll never treat me like that. He'll never do this, that, and the third. Bitch, was I fucking wrong. Me ignoring my intuition in that situation caused me more fucking pain than normal. It caused me to feel stupid. I'm not going to even fucking lie. I felt so stupid because I thought like my inner knowing was wrong, and I trust this person enough to not do what my intuition is telling me they're doing. But my intuition was not lying. My intuition was telling me the truth. It was telling me that this person wasn't honest with me. This person did not like love me the way they say they did. This person was actually, in fact, cheating on me. And me not listening to my intuition in that situation caused me not to listen to my intuition in a lot of situations, which caused me to be in a lot of situations where I'm ignoring red flags. I'm ignoring habits. I'm ignoring so many things because I feel like, no, that's wrong. This person is who I want them to be in my mind. This person is going to become who I want them to be in my mind. And it did not work like that. I've ignored my gut feeling more times than I can count. Stayed in rooms I did not belong in. Said yes when my whole body screamed no. And for a long time, I thought making the right choice meant never messing up. Always being perfect. Always being, I would say perfectionism. Is that a word? Perfectionism. Like perfectionism. Always being perfect. Always like making sure you never mess up anything. But self-trust isn't about always being right. It's not about being perfect. It's not about always making what you feel like is the best decision. It's about knowing even if I do get it wrong, I won't leave myself behind. Self-trust is about presence, not perfection. It's about how you show up for yourself after the decision. It's about how you show up for yourself after the decision, not just before it. Self-trust isn't something you earn. It's something you return to. It's something you work on. It's something that you take the time to allow yourself to hear. I know for a really long time, I'm not even going to say a really long time, I know that me being in the situations where I was dating, I'm just like ignoring because I felt like the persons I was dating was like the number one top pick, cost me a lot. And me trusting people to treat me well instead of trusting my intuition cost me a lot. It made me not trust myself. It made me not be real with myself in a lot of situations, because let's be honest, when you get that feeling like something's wrong, something's not right, this person's lying, this job is not for you, that's a red flag I need to pay attention to. When you get that feeling, you're supposed to acknowledge it and ask God to give you signs, or ask God to elaborate, or do what you must with that intuitional feeling. But when you ignore it, you allow or create more space for more things to happen that does not serve you in your purpose, that does not benefit you, that does not guide you along the path of getting deeper into your intuition, getting deeper into who you are, getting deeper into trusting yourself. Silencing your intuition, silencing your discernment, silencing the things that allow you to trust yourself will allow you to make a lot of bad decisions, or decisions that aren't favorable to you in that moment. And I won't say bad decisions, because I feel like every decision we make is a chance for us to learn a lesson. Maybe I make a decision to like ignore my intuition and still date this guy or be at this job, and then God shows me why I should have trusted myself. God shows me why it is important to listen to yourself. And even when you don't even know where it's coming from or why you feel this way, God will show you why in the moments where you are playing stupid, in the moments when you are choosing not to trust what you feel, in the moments of you choosing not to have, in the moments when you choose not to listen to yourself. Because one thing I learned about God is that if you don't get the lesson the first time, he gonna give it to you the second time, and probably worse than the first time, and then probably be worse after that if you keep not getting it. But at the end of the lesson, you will get the lesson, and you will learn, and you will learn how to. As Black women, I feel like many of us carry betrayal like it's normal. We've been let down by teachers, parents, lovers, leaders, families. We've been let down by a lot of people, so we learn to protect ourselves through control, through distance, through being unreachable, through flight, or just through survival mode of always being the one to show up for ourselves in some instances. But here's what I had to learn. Being guarded isn't the same as being safe, and building walls isn't the same as having boundaries. I want to be honest when I say this. When I was going through my depression period, and I was going through all like the bad things, like facing homelessness, my parents sometimes being broke, us not having enough money, us going through a lot of things, me being depressed, me dealing really bad with like what I was going through, I did stop believing in God. I'm not gonna lie, I did, because I felt like at that time I was like, I did everything right. I was a believer in God. I was like feeding the homeless. I was doing a lot of things because like my parents was in the mosque. We were religious. So we fed the homeless. We gave charity. We did a lot of things, but we were still going through the worst things in life, which was depression. Well, I was still going through the worst things in life, depression. And then my family and I were homeless, and we didn't have enough money for certain things. And I feel like God does not love me. He has not favored me. He is really not what religion made him seem to be. And I'm speaking with honesty because I know a lot of people have mixed reviews about believing in God, which I very much do believe in God now. But at the time when I was going through the darkest moments in my life, I did stop believing, because I'm just like, if God loved me and I was doing all the will and the work of God, I would not be going through these things. I would not be dealing with my dealing with suicidal ideation. I wouldn't be dealing with my depression the way I was dealing with my depression. I would not be, my family and I would not be homeless. But one thing I learned on my journey, well, I'm gonna say this before I get on to like what I learned in my journey, is that it came to a point where I told myself I wasn't gonna live past 15. I see myself committing suicide before 15, but it came to a point where I did live past 15, And I was having a conversation with myself by myself. Like, this is when I really started to get in tuned with who I was a little bit. I'm not going to say all the way, because I was still very much making dumbass decisions and very much not trusting myself, lying to myself. There's a lot of shit that I was doing. But at this moment, I was sitting by myself and I was actually crying. And I was just like, God, I know the things that I said before, and I know that I stopped believing you before, but if you are real, if you are like looking out for me in my best interest and being everything that I was taught that you were, please show me. Because right now I'm struggling with my faith. I'm struggling with believing. I'm struggling with believing in myself. I'm struggling to believe in so many things. Like, I'm struggling really bad, and right now I don't feel like I'm gonna make it. I had this conversation, and I kid you not, God showed me. Honestly, He showed me through different ways. You have to pay attention, because sometimes the universe will give you, like, you'll say, show me if I'm gonna get this job, and you may see a fucking bird fly across and be like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Anyways, that's beyond the point. But He showed me how beautiful life can get if I took the time to understand that what He was doing was not to destroy me, but it was to prepare me. It was for me to grow, for me to learn, for me to experience, for me to understand. And when I started to see that in so many different ways, it definitely changed my views on religion. It changed my views on myself. It changed my views on relationships. It changed my views on so many things, because I felt like me being a Muslim, like, this is the only right religion. This is the only thing that's right. But then when I was stepping out and I was like, God, please show me, He connected me to Him through so many different people. Through, like, I will see things on, like, YouTube, and He could have been using that person to convey a message through that was probably pertaining to me. Or I would see something like on Instagram, and it was just like, wow, like, this is what I'm going through, and this person is speaking life into the situation or talking about it. This is God using him to speak to me or to many other people. I connected with God through so many things, and not just Islam, or not just what I was taught was right, like just being in the mosque. I connected with Him through the universe, through nature. I connected with God through so many things. So it changed my views on religion. And I feel like God is one with anything. He is everything and then some. God is me, God is you. He created us in the image of Him. No, we're not perfect, but we're here in life to learn lessons. And when I started to see, like, God was showing me why He put me through my depression, why He made me go through a lot of things, wasn't for me to feel like I was going through, like, at the time I felt like I was going through a lot, but me stepping out of it and, like, taking a step back and looking like, damn, like, my depression made me who I am today. If I did not go through my depression, if I did not go through, like, the moments of where I did not love myself, the moments where I did not trust myself, the moments I silenced myself and couldn't communicate my truth to myself, I wouldn't have became who I am today. I have a very valid self-perception of myself. I have the strongest relationship I have ever had with God. I am using my story, my things, to help heal and change people. I am at will to the universe. I am trusting that whatever is happening in my life is happening according to God's plan. It's happening for something bigger, but also it's happening to teach me a lesson. Every time I think about, like, quitting my job or think about cursing somebody out, I always sit back and try to ask, like, God, what am I supposed to learn at this job? What am I supposed to learn by not cursing this bitch out? What am I supposed to learn? And very much so, I was shown what I'm supposed to learn. My job is teaching me patience, the most patience I have ever had in my life. Me cursing people out, God is teaching me that Every situation does not deserve a reaction. Some people are not okay with themselves and they will project it on you. I'm learning that. I feel like in order to reach this level of understanding, you have to trust the direction God is taking you. Because honestly, sometimes I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know what direction God is taking me. I don't know what direction He's pulling me in, why I'm sitting here, why I'm doing this, why I'm on here talking, where I'm going to be in 10 years. I just know that I'm at will to the universe. I'm at will to God's will. I am on a journey in life and I'm experiencing, and I have to trust whatever the fuck is going on. Even if I don't know what's going on, I'm trusting that it works in my best favor. But in order to reach this, you have to learn how to trust yourself. You have to learn how to say, you know what, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know why this is happening, but God is leading me down this path for a reason, regardless. And I think this goes to anybody. It doesn't matter what your belief is. Even if you don't believe in God and whatever you believe in, a higher power or just science, whatever, life is forever working in your favor. This has nothing to do about religion or anything. Life will forever work in your favor. Everything in life is as it should be. Everything in life is going to divine timing's plan, or going according to divine timing. You are where you are for a reason. And every time you feel like you're not supposed to be there, sit there and ask yourself, what am I supposed to learn here? What do I need to know? What do I need to grow from? What do I need to understand? And life will show you, regardless if you believe in God or not. God showed me. Some people don't believe in God, so life will show you. Life will give you situations that will be pertaining to what you need to learn, what you need to grow from, what you need to understand. Betrayal taught me to trust myself. Betrayal taught me to trust the process. Betrayal taught me love. It taught me about people. It taught me about myself. Betrayal taught me that people will forever be people, and people will always do what is in best benefit to them. Betrayal taught me that love is nurturance. Love is trusting. Love is guidance. Love is patience. Love is kindness. Love is the ability to nurture not only your own, but someone else's spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional growth. Love is the source of all things. I'm going to say that. And once we leave love and step into betrayal, lying, all the other shit, because I can't really name them. But once we leave love and step into all the things that isn't corresponding to love, we are not nurturing ourselves. I'm not going to say we're not nurturing. Once we leave love, which love is nurturance in my opinion, once we leave and stop dealing with everything that corresponds with love, we enter fear, we enter control, we enter ego, we enter pain, we enter disconnection, which leads down to so many different avenues and stuff. Love is trusting yourself. Love is believing in yourself. Love is giving yourself what you need. But most importantly, love is nurturing every aspect of yourself. But you have to trust yourself enough to give yourself what you need in order to grow in all those aspects, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. I had to unlearn that my thoughts, the way I think, the way I was going throughout life was causing me to be in a lot of situations that weren't favorable to me. I had to trust myself enough to feel safe again. I had to trust myself to know that whatever in life that was happening to me was meant for me to grow. When you start to heal your trust, it doesn't mean pretending like it didn't happen, because truth, shit happens. A lot of shit happens in life. What it means is that holding that wound gently and still choosing to stay open for. What trust means is acknowledging that whatever happened took place, but also trusting that everything in life will work out for you. Trusting that this is in benefit to you. Trusting that life is working for you, not against you. You don't owe anyone blind access to your heart, but you deserve to feel safe in your own skin again. You deserve to feel like you can trust yourself on your journey in life. You deserve to feel like everything in life is happening according to God's plan, the universe plan, scientific plan. I don't know who the fuck everybody believe in, but you have to trust that where you are right now in life is meant for something bigger. It's meant for you to grow more. Maybe you're still dating that dude because you haven't recognized the red flags, and God wants you to sit there and trust yourself enough to know, like, this is what I don't deserve. This is what I don't need. Or you have to trust yourself to know, like, you may be at this job or this place because you need to learn something. You need to grow. You need to experience. Trust is the biggest thing for this week. So the word of the week is trusting ourselves and how we trust ourselves. Now that our voices is returning to ourselves, now that our truth is louder, it's time to ask, who gets access? Who gets to stay? Not everyone gets to come with you. Not every version of you gets to lead. I used to trust so many people in my life. I used to trust everybody that had my best interests at heart. But what I do trust now, I'm going to say this. I used to trust everybody to have my best interests at heart, which wasn't, I don't know what to say. But what I do trust now is that people will forever be people. And just because people decide to be who they are does not change who I am. It's a lot of things that I did not deserve. I didn't deserve to get cheated on. Didn't deserve to go through a lot of shit that I went through. But everything taught me a lesson. Me being cheated on taught me the biggest lesson is to trust myself. I am now safe in my body because I trust wherever God is taking me. I trust where the universe is leading me. I trust where I am at in life. I trust that right now in my life, everything is as it should be. Nothing should be any different, because if it was meant to be different, it would be different. I am safe in this body because I trust myself. I am safe in this body because I listen to myself. I'm safe in this body because I have conversations with myself, even the hard ones that sometimes make me feel uncomfortable. I trust myself to no longer stay in situations that do not align with who I'm becoming. You have to trust yourself to know that regardless of where you are at, if it does not align, if it does not fit, if it does not go, then it's not meant for you. Sometimes God will lead the way, but sometimes God tests you to see if you are understanding the lesson. And sometimes the lesson is to leave when something no longer aligns. Let your trust be earned, not assumed. Let it begin with how you treat you. Your trust is sacred. Your intuition is divine. Trust is like an altar, not a transition. Rebuilding trust isn't a spirit, it's a slow return. It's choosing yourself every day, even when it's hard, even when the doubt creeps in, even when you're unsure, even when it feels like nothing's changing fast enough. In this process in life of this healing journey, on this spiritual journey, you have to trust yourself to know that everything is going to work out for you. Even if you don't know what trust feels like, start practicing I am affirmations. Start doing shadow work prompts. There is things in life that will be hard. There will be things in life where I'm not sure what the fuck it is. I'm not going to stop trusting the process. I know that before things get good in my life, things will, I'm not going to say bad, but God will remove things that I really want. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's an environment. God will remove it to replace it with something else, but you have to trust what He is doing. I feel like a lot of people get caught up on, I'm losing all these things and all these bad things that's happening to me, and not trusting that it is happening to align you with what you are meant to have. There's a lot of days where I am hard on myself. I have a lot of hard days, a lot of things where I just don't understand, a lot of days where I'll be like, okay, now I can't do this shit, or like I'm gonna say like a couple weeks ago, I didn't even want to go to therapy because I feel like I don't have time to be dealing with my shit today. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Trust yourself enough to know that life is going to work out, but you have to believe that life is going to work out. And it's not you watch this video and everything, like, you just start trusting. Trust takes time. You have to grow with trust. You have to grow to trust yourself. Take it easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself down because you made a mistake. Each mistake is going to lead you to something greater. I believe there's no failures in life. Everything is an opportunity for you to grow. Everything is an opportunity for you to become. Everything is an opportunity for you to do more and become more for yourself. A failure to me is not... A failure to me is allowing a page in your story to become your whole story and not just a chapter. Failure to me is allowing one thing to change the direction of your life in a negative way and not allowing it to be your power, not allowing it to make you want more for yourself. So, affirmations I've been saying to trust is, I trust my timing, I trust myself to be chosen again, or I trust to choose myself again. I trust my softness doesn't make me weak. Every time you honor your no, you're building trust. Every time you honor your yes, you're coming back home. Every time you stay true to who you are building your intuition, building your intuition. Where have I abandoned my trust, and how can I begin to return? Because trust isn't a gift, it's a practice. And you, my love, are worth trusting again. So here's some shadow work prompts I want you to write down and answer. You don't have to do it today, but you can write it down and think about it. One is, what part of me is still afraid to trust? And the second question is, what does that part need from me now? Comment below, what does trust mean to you now? Where do you learn to trust again? And I want you to know, on this journey, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're just learning how to come back to home, and home is yourself. You're learning how to see you in a lot of things, how to be your biggest fan, your biggest supporter, but doing it with vulnerability, being soft, having moments, and creating spaces for yourself. In the comments, I have a pinned comment of a shadow work prompt and affirmations. If you want to print it out and do it, you can. If you don't, but I will pin it in the comment, because if I pin it in the description, they're gonna flag the shit. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next week's video. We're going to talk about something. I don't know yet, but I'm trying to make sure my videos bounce off of each other, because we did talk about communication. We talked about how we speak to ourselves, and we're talking about trust, because when you start to speak to yourself and be honest with yourself, you have to trust what you're speaking to yourself, and trust what you feel, and trust that whatever you feel is bigger than anything else that's going on in your life, because your feelings are 150,000 billion% accurate. Your feelings are valid.